Jacob's creations, heart and soul, turning resin into gold, crafting wonders, work of art, a vision born from your own heart.
Hello, everybody, and how are we doing this evening? Because it's evening here. So today's project, I'm going to be working on making some bookends. So, I have an idea in my head on how I want to do these. So these are being done at the bequest of my sister-in-law. She wanted me to make some bookends for her. She's into like kind of fantasy thing, so like fairies, dragons, vampires, that kind of thing. So I decided to go along with like the dragon type thing. So my plan is I want to make the bookends, and then I'm going to do my fantastical dragon claw hack, and I'm going to do dragon claws all along the outside of the bookends. And then I have this mold, and I'm going to make up a couple dragons to put on the bookends as well. And then, so I'm not entirely filling all these with just resin. I have some of these seashell pieces. This was a bag of a mix of purple, green, and blue. I painstakingly took the time and separated all the colors because I'm going to do something with that. But she likes, blue and purples, so that's what I decided I was going to do. But to start with the bookends, I'm going to do a layer of black. So I am using this black mica powder from Let's Resin. This is one of the items that was given to me by my mom, and I haven't used it a lot, but it works really great. Like, it's, a lot of black mica powders, they have like that glittery effect to them. This one doesn't, it's just straight black. So I have in total 14 ounces of resin mixed up here. So I'm doing one 7-ounce container of this with just black because I'm going to use it for pouring a layer in my bookends. And I also need some for doing my claws and such as well. So I'm gonna get that mixed up, and then pour out some for doing the claws and the dragons. What? No. Come back. Now. Okay. So, let's see if I can see. I've got 5 ounces here left. So I'm going to try and do half and half. So 5 ounces or 2.5 ounces in each. Look at that, perfect. Ready? So then I'm going to come in with my rainbow alcohol ink, and I'm just going to put a couple drops. Nothing extravagant. I don't even know if I'm going to see these by the time I'm done doing what I'm doing, but I just want to put them in there and see what happens. gonna set those aside because that's all I'm doing for those. So then for the rest of this, I'm gonna try and split this up between my 3 colors here. So I tried matching these to the shell pieces that I'm using. So I have a purple, a grass green, and I think it was a magic blue that I did. Alright, so I'm going to start with doing a set of claws first. Do some with the black and purple. I'm going to be making a lot of claws to do this, so I'm just going to try and get a variety done. But I do know that this is going to be a process, so... God. Okay. So then, infamous, carefully squeezing to get rid of bubbles. Okay, so then I'm just going to top these off with the color. Okay. There is the claws for now. They're set. So as far as the dragon pieces go, I'm not sure what ones I want to use, so I'm just going to pour a few different ones with different color combinations and see what turns out. So since I haven't used it yet, I'm going to start with the green. Alrighty. So that is that for now. I'm gonna go ahead and let these cure, and then I will be back when it's time to do the next layer of the bookends, and I'll just kind of keep working on doing my claws and everything in between here. I'm not gonna record like every claw thing that I pour, but this one is gonna take me a little while to do because I can do 3 claws in a row in the bookends, and I'm probably gonna need, I'd gauge about 6 to 8 rows, and I only have the 1 claw mold, so I'm gonna be at that for a little while, but I will get this done as quickly as I can. So yeah, I'll see you guys back when that's all set. Hello everyone, I'm back for the next part of the bookends that I'm doing. So I don't remember if I covered it in the last part here, but I did black for the background, and I used some of my rainbow alcohol ink and just dipped it into the black. I just did drops because I wanted to see how it turned out, and this is how it turned out. Wasn't super happy with it. I had dropped these like all over the top of this, and it all shrank into the middle. So I went ahead and just mixed up the colored rocks or shell pieces that I was going to use, and so I'm going to use those to try and like cover it up. Well, it will cover it up, but so for this layer I did, I think it was about 3.5 to 4 ounces. No, it was about 2 to 3 ounces of the shell pieces, and I did 8 ounces of resin. So there's 4 ounces of resin, 3 ounces of shell pieces in here that I have for each bookend. I had a couple different ideas on how I wanted to do this, and I can't really figure out how I want to make any of it work, so I decided to just go ahead and do a layer with this route. So I did do extra resin because I do kind of want a gap between these stones. Not quite sure entirely what I'm going to do for the next layer, but actually I know what I'm going to do. I'm still kind of brainstorming this whole thing. So, just gonna spray some alcohol on these. Get those bubbles out. slide those out of my way a little bit. I have made up several of these dragons here. There's a couple I did where I did two of these. They're clear with my rainbow alcohol ink, and then I came in with a metallic blue marker and kind of painted and highlighted the dragon pieces, the dragon parts. I'm not going to use these ones in here though, because if I put this in the clear, it's just going to dissipate these, but I thought those were pretty cool. I did another one with the rainbow alcohol ink with the black, and this one turned out like phenomenal. I did, however, use quite a bit of my alcohol ink on this one, but the effect that it had was pretty cool. So I just did several of these. Here's one I did with like a purple and black, and then I painted it with silver, and then decided to start touching it with bare hands and smudged a bunch of the silver, but pretty much all of these ended up with bubbles in them. So I've just been kind of looking at them, trying to figure out which design that I want to use, because there's a lot of different designs of these, you know, different shapes, styles, and everything in between. But I do want to stick to the color theme that I'm doing here, which is why these are all done in black, blue, purple, and green. I've been kind of thinking more along the lines of like this one, or I kind of want to try and do another one of these with the alcohol ink. But I think what I'm going to do on my next layer is place the dragon in, and then try and use the stones on the next layers after, so that it kind of builds up around the dragon, kind of like a 3D-ish look. I don't know. I think that'd be pretty cool, but we'll see how it works out. So yeah, I will figure all that out, how I want to do it and everything, and we'll continue with this when it's time to do the next layer. Oh, my dragon claws, the process with that has been going pretty decent. These are the 3 color designs I'm doing with it. So I have the green and black, I have the blue and black, and a purple and black. So I figured out between both of the bookends, I need a total of 30 claws. I need 10 of each color, 5 for each, for 5 rows of 3 claws. So it's been a process. I need 2 more of the black and green. I just poured 8 more of the black and blue, so those will be done after that set is cured. And then I'll do the same thing with the purple. I'll pour another 8 of those, so that one will be done. And then I just need to do 2 more of these ones. And I did order 2 more of my claw molds finally on Amazon. They only had 3 left, so I decided to be selfish and I ordered 2 of the 3. I was fair and left 1 for someone else, but those are supposed to be here on Monday, so probably after I finish doing all my claws for this, they'll be in, but I'll have it for the future, because every time I do a project with these claws, I have to do multiple pours in the molds because I need a lot of the claws, and it's aggravating, so I decided, since I use them so much and I need a lot of them, I ordered more of the molds. I'll post a link to those too. I think I did in the past, but I'll post the link in the video here, so if anyone wants them. I know they're available on Temu as well. I did find them on Temu. They were a little bit cheaper. They're $9 on Amazon. They're on Temu for $7, but The ones on Amazon will be here by Monday, and Temu takes weeks to ship. So, yeah, that is all for now. I will see you guys back when this is cured and we're ready for the next one, and we'll kind of go from there. Hey guys, so I am back and ready to do the next bit on the bookend molds here. So I decided to go ahead and make another one of those dragons that I did with the rainbow alcohol inks, because I like how they turned out. And what I'm going to attempt to do from here is continue doing layers with the tricolored shell pieces, but I kind of want to do it so that the shell pieces are surrounding the dragon all the way up, if that makes sense. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to take and just pour the clear over the dragon for my extra bit, and then get the rocks in. And I am going to have to do some maneuvering and moving around here.
In the days of old, the legends do tell of fiery beasts from caves where they dwell. Their wings span far, their talons are sharp, majestic creatures from worlds apart. Though mighty and strong these creatures may be, their intelligence is a guarantee. Treasure they guard and knowledge they hoard. To let down their guard they cannot afford. Majestical dragons of all shapes and size, they rule over lands and take to the skies. Their riddles and rhymes we cannot surmise. Their wisdom is vast and can weed out our lies. Majestical dragons, eternally wise. Their fiery breath of colors and hue will burn to a crisp all those who ensue. These flames, though blazing, scary and fierce, to the true of heart they never will pierce. Though dragons protect all that they hold dear, if you remain loyal, you've nothing to fear. Show no threat, and soon you will see just how loyal and caring a dragon can be. Majestical dragons of all shapes and size, they rule over lands and take to the skies. Their riddles and rhymes we cannot surmise. Their wisdom is vast and can weed out our lies. Majestical dragons, eternally wise. To these fiery beasts nothing can compare. To try and do so I would not even dare. For these creatures acquaintance is an honor to bear. Majestical dragons so wise and so fair. Honor, yeah!
we go. Okay. So, in other news with this project, I have the remainder of my purple and black claws done. I'll have to pop my gloves off here so I don't get resin on these. So, this is the last set that I need to do with these ones. The last that I need to do is I only need 2 more of the black and green. So I'm not sure how I want to measure that out and do that. So but that is how those have turned out so far. These are my other ones. So doing good on the claws. So it's time to go ahead and focus on finishing up, just building up the rest of that so that I can get the claws attached and get the project finished. So I'll go ahead and get my other green and black ones mixed up here. And then I'll be back once this layer is cured and hopefully be able to finish this off. I'll see you guys then. Hey guys, so I'm not entirely sure how I want to tackle this, so I mixed in the rocks that I think I'm going to need for the next 2, or for both of them here. And I kind of made a rock paste. So what I'm going to try and do is build up the resin around and keep over the dragon clear. So I'm probably going to have to babysit this mound to make sure that the rocks don't or stay where I want them. So I just gotta kind of Alrighty, so now the trick, filling this up with resin without the rocks falling in where I don't want them. Okay. Didn't work out the way I wanted it to, so I'm going to let that cure and then top it off. We'll see how it looks. Alrighty guys, so the bookends are done. And off the get, I was a little annoyed because I got a couple bubbles that came up on the surface, and so yeah, but that is what it is. Nothing I can do about it now. But yeah, it is time to pop these out of the molds. If I can. There we go. And there we go. So, as you can see from the side, you can see the different layers I did. And that actually kind of, well, looks pretty cool, in my opinion. Like the rocks are layered. Looks pretty interesting. I like it. Got bubbles along there, but that's going to be the bottom, so I'm not really worried about that. So the plan from here is I have my claws, and I'm going to attach them. Like so. All the way down the outer edge here. So, as per my previous videos, as you know, I'm going to use my high viscosity UV resin to essentially attach my claws or talons or whatever spines you want to call it to these. I have 30 of those to do, so I'm not going to do that on camera, but I will show you when I'm done what it looks like. It's going to take me probably a little while here, so I don't want to bore you guys with watching me do that. So yeah, I'll get that done. We'll be back to see how it looks and go over the completed piece. Let's see you guys then. Hey guys, so it took me almost 3 hours, but they're done. So, for the big reveal, are you ready? I'm ready to show these off. Here they are. Almost 3 hours to attach a total of 30 dragon claws, 15 each. And it was so worth it, because look at these things. They are gorgeous. I love it. I love them. I am really happy with how these turned out. The only thing that happened with this project that I wasn't super thrilled about, and I should have done something about it, because if you recall, I had originally separated all the 3 colors of rocks, and I noticed that there was like a lot of purple dust in there. So when I did the layer on the rocks where I put the dragon in, or it was the layer after, I don't know, but like that purple color kind of bled into the resin and dyed the resin a little bit. However, I wasn't entirely worried about it, because in retrospect, it actually gives the, what did I use? That rainbow alcohol ink. It kind of gives it a cool effect with the dragon reflection. So like, if you look, as you turn the dragon different ways in there, it kind of changes color. It goes from like a purplish to like a pink to a blue. There's some green in there too, which is why I'm really glad it worked out with these colors. The only other thing was, I realized after the fact that I should have done it so the dragons were facing each other, but the only way I could have done that was to make one bookend in reverse of the order that I made the other, and I don't really see a way of making that happen, or at least I didn't think about it until after I did this. Because the mold that I have to make these dragons, it only comes with it facing one way. So, just those couple things. And then, of course, that last layer I did. So when I did the stones on here, I tried doing it where I had the stones with the resin poured in all the way to the top, but the stones kept falling down over the dragon. So I ended up pouring it out and re-putting the stones in with just the stones with the resin on the stones, and letting that cure, and then I came in after that cured and poured this final layer. However, in doing that, it left a lot of air bubbles. As you can see on the edge, I've got a few, well, I got a few right along the edge of bubbles. Doing the UV resin and everything, I tried to cover most of them up as best as I could and fill them in with the UV resin, but there's quite a few. So I sat here for almost 30 minutes babysitting this, and when I left, there was no more bubbles coming up, but apparently sometime after I left, a few more rose up. So I got one here, here, there's one there, and there. So, minor cosmetic things to look out for in the future, I guess. Overall, I think these look pretty good. So yeah, that is how my dragon bookends came out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Feel free to like and share the video. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. It really helps the channel out. But that is all for now. I will see you guys back for the next project. In the meantime, remember, stay creative, everyone. Bye.